You have to do 3 times 4 first to get 12, and then go in order from left to right. 2 plus 12 is 14, minus 5 is 9. Right answer on this one should be 10. Answer on this one should be 10. You have to do 3 times 2 first to get 6. And then 5 times 6 to get 30. 3 times 4 to get 12. Now go left to right to get 36. Minus 12 is 24. The 5 stays where it's at, but 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12, and 2 times 6 is 12. So 5 plus 6 is 11. If I add 12 to it and then take 12 away, it takes me right back to where I was. Pick a number from 1 to 5. The winning number was 2. The objective today is to multiply mixed numbers. If I have the mixed number 2 and 1/4, I must know how to change it to an improper fraction. So do you know what I have to do that?
Yes.
What do you do?
You have to times 4 by 4 and add 1.
2 times 4 and add 1 is right. What do I get? 9, and then I always put it over 4. Whatever this number is, it's going to stay right there. You do 4 times 2 plus 1 to get 9. What would this be as an improper fraction? 7 over 2, yes. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. What about this one? Yes, 19 over 4. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. What about this one?
11 over 5.
11 over 5, yes. What about this one? 20 over 3. We have to do 3 times 6 plus 2 to, and then put the 20 over 3. Okay. Example 2 is going the other way around. So I'm going to start with 11 over 2 and make it into a mixed number. Right. You have to divide 11 by 2. And 2 goes into 11 how many times? 5 times, with how many left over? And the way you would work it out if you need to is 2 goes into 11 5 times. So that's your whole number. Write down the 11 and multiply your bottom number by the one you just found. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract to get a 1 and put it there. Always use that denominator. What should this one be? 1 and 1/2, right. 2 goes into 3 once. You have 1 left over. Use this denominator. What would this one be? 2 and 1/2. 2 into 5 twice. So you put the 2 down. If 2 goes into 5 twice, what is 2 times 2? So you have 1 left over to make it the 5. What would this one be? How many times does 5 go into 18? 3 times, with how many left over? 3. So it would be 3 3/5. 5 into 18 3 times. Multiply these two together to get 15. 18 minus 15 is 3. And then put it over 5. Our example problem is 3 1/2 times 1 1/4. And in order to multiply these two together, you must change each to an improper fraction. So you would come up with 7/2 times 5/4. You multiply the tops together and the bottoms together. So 35 on top and 8 on the bottom. How many times would 8 go into 35? 4 times. Now 8 times 4 is how much? 32. So what's the difference between 32 and 35? 3. So you put 3 over 8. 4 3/8. 2 1/3 times 2 1/2. What is 2 1/3 as an improper fraction? Yeah, 7/3. And what is 2 1/2 as an improper fraction? 5/2. When I multiply the tops, what do I get? 35. And then 6 on the bottom. How many times does 6 go into 35 without going over? And 6 times 5 is what? 30. And what's the difference between 35 and 30? 5. One 1/3 is 4/3 as a improper fraction, and 2 1/5 is 11/5 as an improper fraction. So when I multiply straight across, I get 44/15. 15 will go into 44 twice. Now 15 times 2 is 30. 44 minus 30 is 14. 2 14/15. What is 2 squared? 4. And 3 squared? So the answer is 13. Here's another bonus. 6 squared is 36. 5 squared is 25. That should be 11. Two 1/4 is 9/4 as an improper fraction, and 1/3 is 4/3 as an improper fraction. There are things you can do when you're multiplying fractions to make it easier on yourself. Look at this. 9 and 3. They are diagonal to each other. You could reduce those. 3 into itself once and into 9 3 times. Look at the 4s. They are diagonal. They cancel each other out. So what I'm left with is really 3/1 times 1/1. If you multiply straight across, you get 3 over 1, which is really just what? 3. You should have 3 plus 30 minus 10 plus 4. That'll be 33 minus 10 plus 4. 23 plus 4 is 27. In example number 3, we'll look at 12 over 5 times 15 over 24. If you were to multiply those together the way they are now, you would end up with some rather large numbers. Can you spot anything in here that can be reduced? 12 and 24. How can I reduce those two? Yeah, 12 goes into itself once, into 24 2 times. So what? Anything else in here I can reduce? 15 and 5. What can I divide both of them by?
5.
Yeah, 5 goes into itself once and into 15 3 times. So you're really left with 1 over 1 times 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 would be your answer until you have to do what to it? Close. We have to change it to what? A mixed number. So now you divide. How many times does 2 go into 3? With 1 left over, so it's 1.5. What about this problem? 8 over 6 times 15 over 10. Is there anything in there I can reduce? 10, I can reduce 10 with what? You can reduce 10, but you got to have another number that goes with it. You want to find two numbers in which you can divide them both by the same number. 10 and 15. So you can do that. You can cross cancel, or you can cancel straight up and down. You just can't go left and right. So 15 and 10. What number will go into both 15 and 10? 5. So 5 into 10 twice, and into 15 3 times. Is there anything else that I can cancel out? 8 and 6. What number goes into both?
2.
So 2 into 6 3 times, into 8 4 times. So what I have is 4 over 3 times 3 over 2 now. Can I still reduce some of that? What can I reduce? 4 and 2. What can I divide both of those by?
2.
So 2 into itself once, into 4 twice. What else can I cancel? 3 and 3, yeah. We can just cancel those out completely and just put 1s in their place. So now I have 2 over 1 times 1 over 1. What should the final answer be?
1/2.
Well, multiply the top first. 2 times 1 is 2. And then on the bottom, 1 times 1 is 1. What's 2 divided by 1? 2. That's the answer. Bring this one up. This is 2 and 2/3 times 3 and 1/2. 2 and 2/3 is 8 over 3. And 3 1/2 is 7 over 2. Notice that you can cancel 2 into itself once, into 8 4 times. So that when you multiply the top, you have 4 times 7, and on the bottom 3 times 1. 3 goes into 28 9 times with 1 left over. One plus 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 12 is 23, minus 2 is 21. 3 1/4 as an improper fraction is 13 over 4, and 2 3/4 as an improper fraction is 11 over 4. So you have to multiply straight across. There is nothing that you can cancel. So 13 times 11 is the same thing as 130 plus 13, which would be 143. And 4 times 4 is 16. But you have to change it to an improper fraction. So 16 will go into 143 8 times. And then you have to figure out what 8 times 16 actually is. It is 128, I believe. So that would leave you with 15 left over. 8 15 sixteenths. The top bonus was 34, and the bottom one is 21. On the practice problem, you should have 3 over 2 times 4 over 3. And when you cancel these out to get 1s, and these out to get a 1 and a 2, you're left with a final answer of just 2. Should have 20 minus 6 plus 12 minus 8. That would be 14. And then this would be 26. And finally, you would have 18. You should have 7 over 3 times 7 over 5. And that is 49 over 15. 15 goes into 49 3 times, which is 45. So that means you have 4 left over. 3 4/15.